Welcome to Bring It to the Runway, after Thought Media Show, where one queen who knows what she's talking about comments on the looks. Christian's here, and then I'm here as the host to bring it all together, bring it to the runway, bring it to the queen. Now, I want, let's bring on the girls right now. First of all, over from the noisiest place on earth, from his own private ASMR show, give it over to the one, the only attorney at law, Robert Mata. Hello, Robert Mata.
Thank you. That's actually attorney at law Esquire Robert Mata.
Oh, Esquire. Not putting the Esquire in it. All right.
Selena Esquire.
Selena, that should be her attorney's name, Selena Esquire.
Would be too much. Someone needs to defend some of those looks.
Yeah. But the only people who would get that joke would be me, Robert, you. Wait, Robert, me, and his mysterious friend who called me a cunt.
Educated people watch Drag Race. What kind of Serena Cha-Cha bullshit are you on?
That is true. And coming to us from some part of San Gabriel Valley, give it up for the one, the only, the really obnoxious today, Christian Ochoa.
Hello, everybody. You know, Josefina Betance, like Beyonce, is telling me I'm being obnoxious. I think she's on one, to be honest.
No, let me tell you, guys, we get on this show, and right when we're coming on the air, as I'm putting on my makeup, Christian says, guys, I really need your help. I'm feeling really insecure about something. I need you guys to make me feel better. So I was like, well, I don't know what this queen's bringing here to this. And then his insecurity was how ugly Robert and I look on the show.
That's not my insecurity. I said, I just feel like sometimes we are out here having these opinions over these contestants' looks, but we're not serving shit. We are actually serving dog shit. So it's like, I'm just saying, you guys, I know what I'm talking about. I promise you it all comes from a place of love and enthusiasm for fashion.
No, I'll tell you why you don't. Because actually I was thinking today about something that I forgot I should have said on the show about Luxx, right? And I think the reason people have a problem with Luxx is she reads other people and she is what they deem arrogant or insulting other people, but she doesn't call herself out. She's not. If you're going to do that, like any of the insult comments, Bianca Del Rio's like this, but you know, even look at like Lisa Lampanelli, the late Dawn Rickles, Joan Rivers, not you. They are, why can't I think of the word? Stanford, what's the word again?
Deprecating.
Thank you. They're self-deprecating.
Look, even Pomona knows.
Even Pomona knows. Self-deprecating, and that gives them the license so that when they go after other people they go after themselves. So you'll notice a lot of times, I rarely comment on the looks for the very reason Christian said, but also when I do, I'll be, look, I dress like Chaz Bono on Laundry Day, right? Like go-to joke, right? But to say, like, I know I dress like shit, but now let me tell you why you dress like shit. And I think you can also come from it where you dress like Andre Leontelli. And that's another way of doing it. But I don't think there's one way of doing it and that you figured that out.
Oh, wow, Joe. I'm proud of you for knowing that reference.
I'm proud of you for knowing deprecating. We're all proud of each other. So anyway, and not making a defecating joke, which I was waiting for you to make and you didn't.
Honey, I was self-defecating this morning.
Well,
okay.
there it is.
Carson Kressley.
I was, yeah. Anyway, earlier also today, Christian wrote to me and Robert. I felt sorry for Christian, actually, because he was like, dolls, should we go to Alaska's Drag Queen of the Year pageant? And both Robert and I, for different reasons, Robert shared his and I'm shared it again. We're like, no.
Wait, let's clarify. Let's clarify for our audience what the pageant is. So Alaska Thunderfuck has a big drag pageant that she just started 2 years ago, right? This is the third one.
It's the third one, but it skipped during the pandemic. It's part of my story.
Mm-hmm. And with Lola LaCroix, right? Lola LaCroix.
Yeah.
And they, I've been wanting to go. Alaska's my favorite queen. And it just sounds like fun. I love pageants and stuff like that. So I've been wanting to go, but I always hear it's kind of a shit show. And then you guys were chiming in. And
now,
what were you guys going to tell me about it?
Robert, what was your experience?
Well, my experience was that they had us waiting in line downtown when doors were, let's say they were at like 3. I don't think we got in till like 4:30, which is just never a good sign. And then we get in, and then they committed the number one drag sin, which was that there was no alcohol for sale.
So weird.
And then because they had fucked up some permit with the theater or some bullshit like that, and then the pageant itself was run fairly well. Alaska and Lola did a great job. Don't get me wrong. The queens themselves were super talented. It was just such a journey to get from the beginning to the end. And by the end of the night, I, like every other gay there, just desperately needed a stiff fucking drink.
I think you met up with me after. I think you came to Precinct.
I did not.
Or something.
I remember going. I was there on a date, and then after that, he was like, "Hey, do you want to go to Precinct?" And I was like, "Fuck no, I'm going home."
So Ethan went there alone?
No, this was in my newly single phase.
Oh. So let me tell you why I will not be attending this year's Drag Queen of the Year pageant.
You hate meatball.
No. So the 2020, we have it all planned out. Taylor the Latte Boy is going to come out for DragCon. We're going to go to...
Wait, hold on. You just reminded me of something I have an issue with about you.
Well, that's
one of many. Because
I don't know where it comes in line today.
No,
anyway.
Because yesterday I listened to the recap.
Sure.
And you kept saying drag can. Drag can. You just said it again twice. Drag, do the can. I don't know what Moulin Rouge musical you're discussing. But baby, if you're going to call me out for saying leotard instead of leotard, I'm going to call you out for saying drag can instead of drag con. Yeah.
So I'm going to let there be a pause for all the drag race fans to bang their steering wheel in anger at you right now. Robert, do you want to weigh in on this?
It's actually a reference to Monique Hart's Snatch game when she played Maxine Waters and she kept saying drag con. So Joe's giving you elevated reference, honey dear. I don't know.
Elevated or obscure and irrelevant. I don't know.
I'd say fairly relevant. I love when they do political characters on Snatch Game. Yeah. So I remember every response they've ever done.
Yeah. So anyway, now when I say
shut up, George Santos Jr.
When I say welcome, Christian's going to be Joe. It's welcome.
Okay, so what reference is leotard to? What's my Drag Race reference?
It's season not. That's 3. Why we're saying you say
season 3.
It's your season leotard.
You would not want to be associated with all of that 2010.
Yeah, not with Stacey Lane Matthews shake weights.
I'm rewatching season 5 on Robert's Amazon Prime account. I don't know if you could tell.
Oh, that's you?
Yeah.
I have like 20 bitches on that shit.
I know. I was like, who keeps moving my continue to watch? Anyways, I was like, do I need to open my own account on here? But you guys, Joe, you're right. Like, some of the shit, I was like, ooh, I'm glad.
Wait till you get to the Latino episode of season 5, the telenovela. Oh. It's such a mess.
Okay, but I love that episode.
And Wilmer Valderrama get back to his story.
Wilmer Valderrama does look good. Anyway,
he does.
Yeah. Anyway, so it's 2020. Taylor's coming out for DragCon. And I'm going to welcome him at the airport. But one of the things I did, I was putting it all out for Taylor, and I bought the fucking choicest Drag Queen of the Year tickets. Like second row, center, I think whatever the most price was, it was like $190 a ticket or something like that, right? And I bought them for me and Taylor, me and my pal Taylor to go.
Wait, didn't you say that they still owe you a ticket? You did tell them. You did share this with me.
Stop spoiling,
then I can always cut that out. So then pandemic happens, and we get this email from the Montalban Theater, like, we're putting it off till September, and okay, great. September comes, and they're like, yeah, this is not going to happen. So we're going to send you your money back. Just tell us how to send your money back. So I tell them, girl, I have still not gotten one fucking cent back from that. $300 and some odd dollars. And I want everyone to know, I don't blame Alaska. I mean, it's not like Alaska's the ticket booth selling tickets, you know?
She should be.
She should be, but I did drop her a personal note. At least expecting her. Well, no, this is what I said. I said, listen, I don't want the money back. Give me 2 tickets to the next drag con of the next drag queen of the year pageant. That's all I want. I just want the fucking tickets. That still applies to this year, right? No response. Nothing. Right? So, so I'm not going to give any more money. I already have 2 tickets that I haven't gotten.
Well, if anybody wants to take me on a date to Drag Queen of the Year, I would love to do that. I would love to find my drag bae, because I don't know why Robert gets lucky with these faggots that are, like, cute and, like, down for the faggotry, and I only fucking attract assholes. So, anyway.
I mean, you reap what you sow.
What am I sewing? I'm sewing clothes, bitch. I'm not sewing soil.
Oh my god.
All right. Robert, do you have any other news besides being a reactor to Christian's ludicrous behavior?
No, but I have plenty of thoughts on the episode, so we should get skipping.
We are going to get to it. We're going to do right. We're going to take a break first.
I'm in my sleep now.
Oh my god! But now you're making me mad that we didn't, after Christian did his drag can rant, that we didn't say, "Did you watch the show, Tamar?" To Christian.
Well, that's like the second most stated Drag Race reference of late. So,
which is what's number
we're good
one?
Without it.
What's number one?
The era.
I can't wait to see how this turns out. This is so fucking scissors.
Wait, let's do it together. Ready? Grab a pair, Robert. Ready? Ready, Joe?
Mine is so far away.
Joe, you have to say it, though. You say it because you're Rue, and I'm Michelle, and Robert is Carson.
I can't. Robert got so offended at that. Robert, would you rather be Alexis, Michelle, or Carson?
I guess Carson, because then at least I would have had an original gay show on the books.
Oh,
but as we know, Alexis is a producer on the show, so you could have been.
I hate that Reddit joke. It's like the girls really think they're fucking serving up comedy every time they say that shit.
By the way, really quickly before we do the break, and we'll do this till going into the break. Before we go into the break, there was a Reddit post that was so dumb that I almost copied it about how Rue needs to. Did you see this, Robert? That Rue needs to take the show live and also release all unaired footage from the entire run of the show so that we could see it. And even in the comments, we were like, "No, this is not the tea." Right?
Trump gets arrested, and everyone wants to see the footage of everything. The people are out of control.
All right, everyone. Well, on that note. Let's take a break and we'll be back right after this. I can't wait to see how this turns out. We are back. Before we get into the looks, we only have 4 looks. I owe a half apology to comedian Mateo Lane.
Oh, I did listen.
Yeah, anyone who listens to the podcast, I only I take nothing back. I just owe half an apology because somebody who listened wrote to me and like, "Oh, I love your Mateo Lane rant, blah 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 blah." I don't remember how it came, but they said he's half Italian, half Mexican. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And I didn't know that, and so I'm like, I feel bad that I insulted the Mexican half. So Mexican half. Sorry.
But honestly, it's very clear. Like, you know, he leans into his European side because. Yeah. It doesn't look like he's very, like, proud of the Latino side, but you know what? Maybe he didn't grow up with a Latino parent. I don't know.
He does do, like, tours of, like, Italy and shit like that. I don't see tours of Tenochtitlan.
And he speaks Italian. He doesn't speak Spanish.
Oh, really? Okay, fuck that guy. Yeah, okay, I'm back to saying fuck Mateo Lane. I'm glad I'm like the Aaron Brockovich of Mateo Lane. Finally speaking the truth. about him. I think people have been afraid. All right. Well, we are here not to talk about all the other bullshit we've been talking about.
Wait, pause. I would like to review more than just the 4 looks for the runway. I think we should do a quick synopsis of their music video looks, too.
I didn't pull those looks.
Just, like, mention what stood out.
Okay. We know what stood out.
Yeah. Mistress Isabelle Brooks doing that X. Okay. All right. Very good. Now fucking Robert has me all fucking self-conscious about that.
My reason for you to be self-conscious about is when you introduce someone, you're like, and I'm joined by, as always, by blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, it's not actually as always. If it was as always, then there wouldn't be any question. It's actually, I'm joined this time by Taylor the Lot-Side Boy, but it's not always.
You know what? I usually would be upset, but I'm not, because it tells me that you really listen.
Of course. And I'm not reading. I'm just saying.
I'm not. I don't feel read. Everybody has their vocal
Yeah,
tics.
and for me, I perceive it more as like an OCD thing.
For who?
For Joe. Like, he has OCD.
Mm-hmm. But he means it as, like, obese cabron disease.
Obese cunt disease.
Yeah. He's like, he calls me an obese cabron every day. And so that's what he's talking about. All right, first we have here Sasha Colby. She wasn't the first one. All right.
I think it was Anitra.
Yeah.
Hold on. There we go. Anitra is here. Christian, why don't you go ahead? You're the person who describes the look for us.
So Anitra's wearing a floor-length mermaid blue velvet gown. And she has this silver chain, short fringe detail, accentuating her hips, and then she has like this crystal motif with the matching fringe at her waistline. She has these appliques of these crystals on her shoulder pads. She has it's a spiked high neck shoulder padded gown with blue mesh sleeves and those fringe details matching. And she has a matching pair of earrings and this platinum ice white sculpted wig, which I'm normally not the biggest fan of, but on this, it looks immaculate. It kind of looks like a crown, but it's still part of her hair. I think she looks kind of like an anime character. She looks larger than life. She looks glamorous. I think she looks absolutely beautiful. Do I think the gown becomes a little plain Jane once you get past the second tier of fringe on the hip? Yes. I would have loved to seen it at least like on the hemline or on the side of the skirt or continuing down the skirt. But other than that, I mean, I think she looks gorgeous.
Robert?
Sorry, I had to unmute myself. I adore this royal blue color in velour / velvet, whichever material it is.
Oh, that's odd.
What?
I always thought your favorite color was like this cardinal red.
No, just
his favorite color is green.
My favorite color is verdant green, but royal blue is close. And I think that Anitra looks so fucking good in this. I love that she called out or was able to call out the fact that she made it herself. We know now that the one time that she made that stunning gown wasn't a fluke. The bitch can design and can put shit together. And I think one of my opinions about Anitra throughout the season is that, you know, the duck's kind of been walked out and we've seen what she can do. Maybe so much that she's not as much of a contender, but with obviously design and construction skills like this, it's clear that there is still so much more from Anitra that we can see and should be looking forward to seeing in the future, you know? So I thought she looked great, and I was super happy for her.
On that note, too, though, about overwalking the duck, like, I'm not going to lie, though, when I saw her perform live, her 2 numbers, when she does walk the duck, it's like, there's a lot of variety there, and it's actually quite nuanced, so it doesn't feel repetitive, like when you're watching her live. So I'm thinking, like, maybe it just doesn't translate as well on camera.
All right, very good. Next, we have Miss Luxx Noir London. Christian, why don't you go ahead and describe what she's wearing?
I believe Luxx mentioned that, every couture show ends with the bride. So she's kind of giving us this like bridal couture moment with this. It's kind of like, no, it's not a sweetheart neckline. Don't quite know how to describe this neckline, but it's a white gown, high slit with these.
Hi, Christian.
Like, what was that?
Nothing. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I said high slit, and you said like Christian.
No, I said hi, Christian.
Why?
Go ahead.
Oh, because I'm sorry, slit and I'm a slut. Is that what you're saying? Because I'm a high slut. What are you trying to say?
I want to apologize to the audience for even making that joke, for both for its quality, but for what it just did to the momentum of the show.
Anyways, so high slit, white.
Hi, Christian.
And then it has this like embellishment detail on one tit, and then on the other tit, the material just like jets off into this like droopy, flaccid point. I think Luxx looks beautiful. When does she not, right? I love this big hair. I like how she styled it. But the gown almost feels like really big on her. I think she like lost weight during the competition or something, because it's kind of like really swallowing her. Maybe if it was more fitted at the bust, it would like that neckline detail would translate better. And I just don't like this fabric. I love her in white. I think she knows what looks good on her. But I don't love this fabric either. It kind of cheapened the gown a bit for me. I don't know. I just think she's had better moments, But you guys, at the end of the day, this is a very young queen from New Jersey. I'm sure her resources are limited, and I can only imagine like the shit she's going to be able to pull when she has more of a budget and more resources. Like, I'm still extremely impressed by her, especially with her knowledge. So, I mean, like her, like years of experience, I should say.
Okay, Robert.
I was thinking about the same, that Luxx looks good because she always looks good, but for the final runway, I did expect a little bit more from that unabashed confidence that she's always had all season. This, to me, is a beautiful dress, but it also looks like a dress on any wealthy old woman named Shirley. And like, thought that the hairline itself was like really rough, which is very unlike Luxx. It made me wonder if this was even her wig to begin with. It looks very similar to Robin Fierce's entrance look. The wig, I mean. And Luxx gave herself a chef's kiss on the runway, which is also, I think, something that's overdone. And it's just, I don't know that this was it for it. Just not all the way there. A solid B.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. Next, we have Ms. Sasha Colby. Christian, why don't you go ahead and do your magic on this?
I mean, just crown this cunt already. She is like perfection. Even like she has these tiny flaws that just kind of even make her more perfect because it makes her a little bit more human. So Sasha Colby comes out in this like, it kind of reminds me of Versace, this sparkly chainmail gown, perfect length. Like, I mean, just at the edge of the heel of her shoe and her toe. It has on this like snake, like thick wiring detail that accentuates her breast line in a deep V with nude mesh paneling, and it does match. And then she has the same snake rope detailing on her hips. And then she has some embellishment strategically placed on the bra cups and the hips. And then she has on these matching bangles that, I think in person looked more cool because I think the camera didn't capture like angles of it because it made me kind of nervous. I was like, ooh, if they're like sliding around, it kind of like, I felt like she didn't need them until I saw her like standing straight. They were like perfectly aligned and actually did add to it. It kind of gave me like a Star Wars-y vibe even. Like it continued that intergalactic storyline for me. And then she has this like beautiful top knot of hair woven into this orchid, like Philip Tracy-ish headpiece. I mean, stunning. I love how she took a gown like this that can come off a little basic just because this is very much done a lot. She just made it look her own. She really does look like a work of art. She kind of continued that space age storyline for me, which I wouldn't expect from such a glamorous person like her. I love it. It's high glamour meets like a down-to-earth, beautiful, genuine person. I'm obsessed.
Robert Mata?
I love calling it down to earth while the theme is intergalactic. It fits right.
It's just like
the first time I
approachable.
saw this look, I have to say that like objectively, I recognize that it is a gorgeous look. Subjectively, for whatever the fuck my personal taste is, I did not think Sasha did her best on it. I think my eyes really went to the bangles and saw how flimsy they looked, and they just didn't really add to the glamour of it. Much like Christian said, I think in person this look with the beading and the sparkling is so much more better than what the camera can convey. I did really, really love that Sasha's makeup portrayed the stem and roots of like typical orchid flowers that went really well with her headpiece. And she, as a person and as a body, like looks really good. I guess with a winner of Miss Continental, which is the peak of drag pageantry, would not you expect her to show up in something just a little bit more glamorous? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe that's being held until the finale.
To speak to your point, Robert, I definitely think she's holding out. I think she's smart, and I definitely agree with you that this had more impact in person. I think on camera, silhouette is more impactful, and this silhouette is a little bit more streamlined. And then the part where she is giving us more silhouette are like, they look kind of like frisbee, flimsy-ish vibes with the bagels. Yeah. So I agree with you on that, but I definitely think this is something that just had so much impact in person. And I think I feel kind of similarly to Mistress Isabelle Brooks, which we're moving on to soon.
Yeah, that's the look, I think, of the night in interesting ways.
But just like Robert said, this is definitely something that's like undeniable, like in terms of glamour and beauty, but like I can understand why you felt a little just like shorthanded.
Just a little.
Just a little, but I think it's TV. It's the lights too. So I think you lose a lot of detail there.
Very good. Next, finally, actually, we have Mistress Isabelle Brooks, or me, when I play a pineapple in the school musical. Why don't you go ahead and
in SpongeBob on Broadway?
Oh yeah, when you play
SpongeBob's house.
Yeah. I played SpongeBob's house on Broadway. Yeah,
and then Robert and I are up in it.
What?
If we were the cast
Not
of
in
SpongeBob,
drag.
Obviously I'm SpongeBob. I have the gap. I don't have a squared ass. That's Robert. So I guess we could take turns. How am I not
You're
SpongeBob?
Pearl,
My
whale.
Personality is so informed by SpongeBob. Are you kidding me?
It's an interesting.
All right, Mistress Isabelle Brooks.
Psyche.
Christian, Mistress Isabelle Brooks.
Okay, MIB is wearing this like tall brunette loaf. Sorry, my like screen got dark all of a sudden. She's wearing this like tall brunette loaf of hair, which I'm not a big fan of. Okay, I think an updo is very appropriate for this gown, but this, I don't know. I don't really live. And then, of course, painted for days, but she has on this high mock neck, beaded fringed gown in this canary, no, not quite canary yellow, but it's like a mustardy, like a light mustard yellow. And it's a high mock neck. She has on beaded leopard, like oscillate, spots throughout. It has a keyhole. It has a shoulder cutout, cold shoulder cutout. It has the fringe on the cap sleeve, like draped delicately on her elbows. And then she has on like the skirt part of this gown is like all beaded fringe.
All right, very good. Robert?
Wait, Christian, did you like it?
You know, I'm still In a toss-up, I'm not going to lie, you know, I love leopard, for one. I do like this color. I love leopard. I think I like the concept. Honestly, it's very difficult to appreciate the fact that this was hand-beaded, that the leopard was actually part of the beading work. I mean, I know that's difficult to accomplish, but I don't really think, like, the juice is worth the squeeze, right? I don't think it really made a significant impact. That being said, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I'm sure it's super heavy, but
60 pounds.
60 pounds seems a little dramatic. I don't know if that's real. But I mean, yeah, to be honest, I think it ages her a little bit. I think it makes her look a little matronly. It gives me a little Paquita del Barrio. Very señora vibes, mother of the bride, mother of the quinceañera, like a hot young mom who had her daughter when she was like 17. And now she's like, you know, pushing 40 and she's in this gown. I don't hate it. Obviously, she never looks terrible. I just think I've liked other looks more, you know? They've had more impact.
It kind of put me in like the COVID banana bread craze of everyone posting their lumpy ass shit on Instagram stories in March of 2020. Like, it makes me think about like an Italian restaurant when they just put a plate out and a bunch of oil and then like squirt a bunch of vinegar in it. It just like something about the leopard itself wasn't as fierce as leopard print usually is, or is in your face, and the subtlety just gives mold. It's just like combined with the mustard
or like burn
element
marks.
of it. It's just not a clear concept. I think back to the ball where they did the Michelle Visage House of Visage bullshit. This would have perfectly worked for that, would it not? Like it's like a campy way of representing a typically tacky print, but here it's supposed to be giving unadulterated, unquestionable glam. And I think for the sake of the story and all the effort that went into it, I see it and appreciate it. But as a garment itself, I just don't think it's pretty. It's just not pretty. It's like, ooh.
It's just matronly. I really think it really just comes down to that. I would have loved to see her in that red beaded fringe, like Western look that she did at the very beginning of the show. That to me was like excellent. I thought it showed so much about like who she is as a person. So, I mean, but again, not bad. This is not a bad job. And Joe, I swear, this is literally you. This is you at my wedding.
All right, we're going to call it a day there. If you're on Patreon, stick around on the audio. We're going to have Christian's going to talk about the looks from the music video. Oh, wait, we have music for this, actually. But for right now, Matita, why don't you go ahead and give your socials, your outro, everything like that.
RAWB54. That's about it. Christian has a much longer spiel.
No wedding proposals yet, Robert, or anything, or messages, or nothing?
I haven't been proposed to in a while, actually.
Oh,
Maybe it's just because I'm getting old.
Christian?
Rub it in. Hella_Christian on Instagram. I have received requests to be the first Afterthought media host to start an OnlyFans and show the girls how it's done. I don't know if I'm going to do all that, and if I do, I don't think it'll be what you guys want.
It'll be the first only fan. It's Travi Cosmos is writing you and saying you need to do an OnlyFans.
If that's like $5-7 a month, then that's like the House of WoW Presents.
That's true. I feel you could get Christian for cheaper, though. What would be your rate per month, Christian, on OnlyFans?
I like $9.99.
What about you, Robert?
I'm a $39.99 kind of girl.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, but see, I'm a girl.
I'll just send you nudes on Grindr, really. They're great.
Yeah, I'm a girl that would have, like, you, like, pay for the subscription, and then you see, and it's kind of, like, bland. It's still, like, very, like, it could live on Instagram, but then I'm, like, trying to taunt you to, like,
So you're
pay
a liar.
me private for private shit, you know?
Oh, I see.
That's why I'm making it $9.99.
All right, Queen. Well, we're going to call it a day there. We will see you guys next week. Special episode next week. It might be a little later than usual, but we'll see you guys next week.